That is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Look at that. I love cruising so much. Welcome back to the fourth day of my 8-day Mediterranean cruise on board the Costa Toscana. We are in Naples today. It is currently 6:45 and the breakfast buffet is going to open at 7. I usually avoid the breakfast buffet just because it gets too busy, but I wanted to see what it was like as soon as it opens. So come along with me. We're going to have an amazing day on board. We're going to be exploring Naples, and it is the World Cup semi-finals tonight between England and Argentina. So we have a jam-packed day, and I hope that you're excited because wow, imagine waking up and seeing that every single day. Wow. Good morning. What an incredible way to start the day. I've come down to deck 8. This is where the buffet is. I assume there's going to be a bit of a line because people want to get into breakfast as soon as possible, the early risers. Yesterday's video, we saw the other World Cup semi-final between Spain and France. Check out the crowds from that. It was absolutely insane. The Spanish fans were going crazy because, of course, their team won. The winner of tonight, England against Argentina, will play Spain in the World Cup final. It's going to be crazy. Come on, England. If you have not been keeping up with the other videos, then welcome to the Costa Toscana. It is an absolutely beautiful cruise ship. Costa is an Italian cruise line, so you can definitely see the Italian style in the ship. It's extremely colorful, and this is the Colosseo. This is where they have shows. There is a show here tonight, but I don't think many people are going to be watching it just because of the football game. Exactly the same as last night. They had some crazy celebrations last night, but it seems like most of the ship was not interested. They was all upstairs watching the football, and then the breakfast buffet is just up there on deck 8. So the Colosseo covers deck 6, 7, and 8. So let's go and let's see if there's a line. Kind of surprising, actually. 6:55, there is 10 people waiting. I assumed there'd be a lot more than that. Here we go, we are in. By the time the doors open, there's probably about less than 50 people, which again is way less than I expected, but let me show you what's on offer for breakfast. Here is the pastry section. Love these donuts, love these donuts. Here are some eggs. This is yogurt and cereal. It's actually a good sized buffet. There's a lot of seating available, but of course there's a lot of people on this ship. So there's two sides. The other side is exactly the same. Here we have some meats and some cheese. Here's the fruit section. Here's the alcohol, just in case you wanted a boozy breakfast. Too early for that, 7 a.m. Got some more pastries here, the donuts. I like these chocolate donuts. We have some sausage, bacon, pancakes. We have some meats, bread, eggs, hash browns, beans, rice. This is something that is interesting. There is absolutely nothing included when you cruise with Costa. So the only time you are going to get complimentary coffee and juices is right here at breakfast. You won't get it at lunch, you won't get it at dinner, you won't get it anywhere else around the ship. This is the only time you can get anything that's not water complimentary. Here's the water and juices. Remember, do not refill the bottle. Here is the coffee machine, and that is the only time you can get coffee. Welcome to the buffet. And here is breakfast. Hash browns, eggs, beans, pancakes with chocolate. I'm gonna put banana on top. Here is yogurt and nuts, 2 coffees, some pastries, and life is good. By the way, I'm currently training for a ultra marathon. It's taking place 1 week after this cruise finishes, so don't tell anyone, okay? Got too many pastries. Here are the crowds at 7:30. It's a little bit busier, but definitely not as busy as I've seen it, because I've seen it be crazy. So if you definitely want a quiet breakfast, then come when they open at 7. If you come at 8 o'clock, it's going to be crazy. Here is the pizza restaurant. Of course, Italian ship, gotta have pizza, right? This is not included. It is an upcharge to eat pizza on the Italian ship. Let's take a look outside, because the views are gonna be incredible. We have not docked yet. We actually dock at 8:30, so we have another hour. and we are just pulling in right now. That is Naples out there, and we are going to be getting off today. Just look at the size of this thing. How does this thing float? I have no idea. Let's walk right to the front of the ship. There's so much space on this open deck. Currently on deck 8, but a lot of these open spaces, they're just used as smoking areas, as you can see. So it's disgusting to walk along here, especially in the evening. There's a lot of people smoking. And here's the view right from the front of the ship. We are almost in Naples, and I do remember now we are docking next to a Disney Cruise Line ship today. I think that is the Disney Magic, maybe it's the Disney Dream, but I have friends on that ship. I saw my friends post on Facebook that they're going on the Disney ship, and then I checked the itineraries and I say, we're going to be in Naples the same day. We're actually in Rome tomorrow the same day as well, so we're going to be with that Disney ship today and tomorrow. But look at that view. By the way, up there you can see the bridge. That is where they are steering the ship from. But something you might not know is the captain never, ever, ever steers the ship. That is not his job. It is the officers that steer the ship. Look at that. What a view this morning. Just gonna stand here and watch us sail all the way in to Naples. There's nobody here right now. Only me, watching the sailing from deck 8. I see a few people up there on their balconies, but wake up early if you can. Definitely wake up early to go to the buffet, because it's going to be crazy in there right now. But wake up early, have the ship to yourself, because very soon there's going to be thousands of people everywhere around the ship, and people are waiting to get off. We're going to have a fun day in Naples. We're going to have a hot day in Naples. Yesterday we were in Cagliari and it was like 93 degrees. It was super hot. Check out yesterday's video if you want to, but today is just going to be as hot as yesterday. I have been to Naples before. I'm going to give my absolute brutal opinion about Naples, because I don't have that many good things to say about it, to be honest. But we're still going to get off. We're going to have a fun day. And then tonight, I'm sorry I'm going to keep talking about the football. You guys already know the result, just because this video is going to be uploaded a few weeks after the game has already finished. But today is July 15th, 2026, and it is World Cup semi-final day, England and Argentina. I don't know who's won yet, because the game hasn't happened. You already know, so don't tell me. We are currently spinning, so I assume we are going to reverse into that space there. Imagine parking this massive ship. So the next time you park at the supermarket or something, just imagine it's somebody's job to park this massive thing. But yeah, I assume we're gonna do what that Disney Cruise Line ship did. Turn around and reverse. And I do see on the side there it says Disney Dream. Here we go, we are almost docked in Naples. All right, I am showered and ready to go. So this is my view right now. There is the Disney Dream in all of its glory. They currently have everybody's balcony open. They're doing some maintenance, and this is not rain. There is a machine up there. Where is it? It's that side. There it is. I'm getting sprayed on, so that is washing the glass, I think. But that is our view this morning, and Naples is over there. Should we go there? Let's go to Naples. They gave us absolutely no warning that they're going to open everybody's balcony this morning. I think they should have, because I was sitting at my desk right there, and then I see a guy open this door and he walked straight across my balcony. So I do think some people are going to be relaxing on their private balcony, let's just say that. So we didn't get any warning, but I think they should have warned us. And I do see some guys on the bridge right there. Maybe that's the captain. That is where they steer the ship from. So there's no such thing as a generic cruise, because those people on the Disney Dream, they're going to have a completely different experience than us on the Costa Toscana. There's so many things that change what your cruise is like. The cruise line is a huge difference. The itinerary, the size of the ship, big ship, small ship, the time of year, what kind of balcony, what kind of cabin you have, the ports, is it a lot of sea days? Like, these are the things that are going to change what your cruise is like so much. So there's no such thing as just a generic cruise. So I think if you live in America, I guess a Caribbean cruise is a normal cruise, but of course if you live in Europe, like this is a normal cruise, because this Mediterranean itinerary, I don't believe it's anything special to me, just because I've been to all of these places before. But my friends on the Disney Dream right now, they are American, and I think this is the first time they've cruised in Europe. They've cruised in the Caribbean so many times. Like, they go on their Disney ships like a lot. They've been on pretty much every single ship, I think, and every single cruise that they've taken, I think it's been in the Caribbean. So this is the first time they've come to Europe, and it's going to be a completely different experience taking a Caribbean cruise and taking a European cruise. So yeah, there's no such thing as a generic cruise. See, the guys are on my balcony right now cleaning. Here we go, going down to deck 3. That is where the gangway is. And officially, welcome to Naples, Italy. I say it every single day, I'm gonna say it again. How is this thing floating? I have no idea. It is massive. And there is the Disney dream. What a dream. I remember this huge terminal. I was here 6 months ago in December. This is something I do remember. There's guys literally 5 feet away from the cruise port trying to sell excursions and tours and stuff, but they literally harass people. Like, there's people chasing families down the street trying to get them to do an excursion. Welcome to Naples. And don't forget to buy your quality merchandise from the street. I stand by this. I think Naples is one of the worst major cities in Europe. I think there's absolutely nothing special about Naples. So if you're dying to come here, then I would say be prepared to be disappointed, but they do have quality merchandise. Everywhere you look. I know a lot of people are gonna hate that, but this is my video. You can make your own video and tell me how much you love Naples and why. But we're not gonna spend that much time in Naples, to be honest, just a few hours maybe. We have a few sights to see, and then we'll be heading back. Look at that. Cruise travel is crazy, like thousands of people just show up just for one day and then everyone's gonna leave the same day. It's pretty crazy, but one good thing about the Naples port is it docks right inside the city. You don't need to take a bus, you don't need to walk anywhere. You step off the ship and you are in the city. It's the only time I'm gonna say this today. Damn, Daniel, it is hot. I think it's 91 degrees right now. And the last time I was here in December, it was freezing cold, because I remember it, I was wearing like 3 layers. And a quick update on the football. It is 12:20. The game tonight is at 9 p.m. I've made it to my first destination. Check out this huge square. I'm gonna try and say it. This is Piazza del Plebisco. It's on the screen right now. It's massive. So that is the Royal Palace, and then behind me is a basilica. I'm pretty sure we can go inside here, so let's check it out. Look at all this space. I think it's so great that they preserve this stuff, because they could build a lot of stuff here, but they shouldn't. They should preserve it. So that is the Basilica of San Francisco di Paolo. It's massive. Goes all the way around. Actually, never mind. We can't go inside. A little bit of a problem. There's no door. I swear I went inside there last time, but it's like they're maybe doing some renovations, but can't see the basilica today, but this is the view. I said it in yesterday's video in Cagliari. Italy's one of those countries that I can really imagine life like 100 years ago. Like people in this area coming together for meetings and markets and stuff like that, and just hold a big meeting here for the townspeople. That's strange though. I swear I went inside there last time, but there is literally no door, so that is a very nice building. I hope they always preserve this stuff. But unfortunately, I think soon there won't be any history left. Well, there won't be anything to see left. Of course there'll be history, but you won't be able to go and see it, because they're just knocking everything down and building some new modern boring buildings. They got the little guard stations here. That's cool. Big gates. Ooh, this is nice. Wow, look at this big courtyard. I want to play football in here. I think I remember something being in this corner. It used to be something for horse and carriages. Yeah, this is what I remember seeing, because I think the horse and carriages used to stop inside here, and then I guess the royal family or someone would get on them. And I think it became too narrow for the horse and carriages, so I think they stopped using it. There's a lot of history about Naples or the palace here. Then there's another huge courtyard here. Wow, you could definitely play football in here. Look at this. Damn, Daniel. That is cool. That is cool. What goes on here today? I have no idea. It's good that they preserve it, but they should use it for something. I'm sure they do. But is it just offices? I don't know. Goes from a royal palace to office. It's crazy. We are exiting the palace now. Let's go to our next destination. It's just across the street there. There it is. We're just going to cross the street. Hopefully these cars are going to stop. Let's go. Wow. Check this out. I'm going to try and say it. Galleria Umberto. Look at this. Ooh. That is so cool. It's in the shape of a cross. It's a big cross. Again, you just imagine like markets here and stuff. Now there's a McDonald's down there. That is so cool. Wow. And it's a glass roof as well. I bet it sounds cool when it's raining. And I think the signs of the Zodiac are on the ground. I think I remember that. There's me. I'm a sheep. Wow. This place is so amazing. So Naples is famous for their football team called Napoli, and there are just shirts everywhere. I'm sure you've heard of Maradona. He played football for Napoli, so he's very, very famous here. So many signs and pictures and murals like of Maradona, they love him. But there is that McDonald's. You have something so beautiful and historic like this, and then you put a McDonald's there. It's so sad. Definitely reminds me a little bit of Leadenhall Market in London. Has like a roof like this. It's really cool. I bet it sounds cool when it's raining because that's glass up there. Very cool. Historic McDonald's. Just see the architecture. The buildings are so cool. And I like that no two buildings are the same. They all look different. All the balconies, I think people live up there. Then down here are the stores, restaurants, bakeries. Really, really cool. Something I've noticed is police absolutely everywhere. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a bad thing because maybe they know it's dangerous. It's a good thing because, you know, maybe you need them. Let's take a shade break. Let's go down one of these side alleyways. Again, it's really, really cool. So cool. Again, this is what I think Italy looks like. Definitely people living up there. So many of these skinny alleyways. Don't want to go too far because I don't know where I shouldn't be going. Just so interesting. I think I ask this every single video, but would you rather see this stuff like real life, or would you rather, you know, go to a tourist attraction or something? Oh, today they were running tours to Pompeii and Capri. So you can go to those whenever you come to Napoli and Naples. So many of these souvenir stores, they sell exactly the same stuff. Like, how do they compete with each other? Literally exactly the same. There's 4 next to each other. It's not going to sell many ice creams going that fast. I'd love to know if you've been to Naples. Did you like it? What did you think of it? I think this is one of those ports where it's better to just to do an excursion. And it's no surprise that most of the excursions are outside of Naples. One big difference I've noticed between Naples and Cagliari, where we were yesterday, when you cross the street in Cagliari, the cars will stop for you, but here they don't. So you gotta kind of play dodgems with them. Oh, look at this character. Look at this culture, wow. So beautiful. Let me show you what it's like crossing the road here. Yes, 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 yes. Now this side. There's a big bus there. Let's try and get past. Go, 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 go. Watch the bikes, watch the bikes, watch the bikes. Crazy. Way too many cars in the world. There we go, made it back. So my honest opinion about Naples, it is nothing special. I think if you want to see Italy, you have to get out of the major cities, just because most of them are like this, to be honest. And I would never make these videos like convincing someone to go somewhere or not go somewhere, so I would never tell you to not come here. Come here if you want to, but in my opinion, if I never come back to Naples again for the rest of my life, it would be okay with me. Damn, Daniel, try to avoid going in summer anyway because it is so hot out there. Back to the ship at 2:20, going straight to lunch. I think I'm gonna go to the buffet. It's the easy option. Gotta think about dinner. Dinner's at 6:15, so I don't wanna eat too much because I've gotta be hungry at 6:15. Not too bad, to be honest. I assume a lot of people are still off the ship. You don't have to be back on the ship until 6 p.m. Make sure you know what time you have to be back, because yesterday was 3:30, so it's not the same every single day. But here is a pasta station. Always get pasta every day. Here is the cake station. I will take one of everything. And we have meats and fruit and stuff. There's a lot on offer, and then the other side is the same stuff. Ultra marathon training is not going that well. Oh my gosh, I just checked the schedule, and the night is going to be an interesting one, because this is where literally half the ship came last night to watch the football, Spain against France. I'm going to put a video right now of the crowds. It was absolutely crazy, but this whole area, the back of the ship on deck, we are on deck 16, 17, it was just full of people. But they have a private event here tonight, so they're not going to be showing the football here. So there's 3 other venues that are going to show the football, but they're all small venues. Definitely no shortage of pools on this ship. A lot of people in that one, so you don't even have to get off the ship. Like, this is a misconception that people have, like, you don't have to get off the ship. I think tomorrow I'm not going to get off the ship, just because number 1, it's nowhere near Rome. Number 2, I don't want to go to Rome. And number 3, there's nothing in Civitavecchia that I want to see. So I think tomorrow I'll be staying on the ship. You don't have to get off. I'll show you a big difference between the 2 ships here. So we do have slides here, but nothing too extreme. And then if I look at the Disney Dream over there, I can't think what their slide is called. The Mouse Coaster or something like that. But I can see it. I can see people over there on it. That Disney Dream is a beautiful ship though. Disney Cruise Line has some really, really nice ships. They're not mega ships, they're not huge. And I do think the ones that they're building are going to be a lot bigger than they have now. But like, this is not, I mean, this is a big ship, but it's not a mega ship. Like, some of those Royal Caribbean ships are massive. They are massive. And I remember it must have been on a Norwegian Cruise Line ship. They had like a Q&A with like the captain. And I asked a question, it was my question. And I said, what do you think of the future of mega ships? Do you think ships are going to get bigger? And how big can they actually get? And he said, there is absolutely nothing stopping them building these mega ships, and they're going to get bigger and bigger. The problem is the ports are not getting any bigger, because of course you cannot just magically make a big port. It's scary to think how big ships can actually get, but there's a lot of ports that the big ships cannot physically fit. Like, that is why most of the bigger ships, they're in the Caribbean, just because there's a lot more space there. Like, if you want to go to Norway, you can't go on a mega ship. Like, some of the ports that I've been to, like Flam, Norway, and there's another one that I forget, in like Bergen, like, you need to go through these tiny fjords. Like, the big ships physically cannot fit in there. So I do think you're going to get better itineraries on the smaller ships, where people think you need to get the biggest ships to have the best experience. It's not true, because like I said, the big ships, they cannot fit in so many ports. So yeah, definitely choose what size ship you go on, because you're going to be very, very restricted if you go on the mega ships. But then of course you're going to have a lot more things to do on board. You're going to have a lot more activities and facilities and stuff. So completely depends how you want to cruise. Okay, back to the cabin. My cabin is 16031. If you didn't see it in previous videos, let me show you quickly. So here is my balcony cabin, deck 16. Very nice, very nice. Yes, I'm cruising by myself, so all of this is for me. And I already showed you the view. Disney Dream, what a dream. Time check, it is 3 p.m. Football starts in 6 hours. I need to check check where I'm going to watch football just because the venues are so small. I have no idea why they did that, because yesterday there were so many people upstairs on the top deck, but we can't go there tonight, so I don't know. And I'm ready to go for evening number 4 on board the Costa Toscana. This is tonight's outfit, the most important outfit of all. Come on, England. So, this is the plan. It is currently 6:08. The game starts at 9. That is less than 3 hours. My dinner time is 6:15, which is right now. So I'm going to go to the dining room, going to eat dinner. Depending on what time we finish dinner, I might just go straight to the arena, which is where I've decided to watch the game. It looks like it's going to be the best option because the Rock Club is too small and then the other lounge is going to be too small. So I think the arena is going to be the best option, but I do have to get there very, very early. The top deck would have been the best option, but that is out of bounds because they have something else going on. I have no idea why. I guess the England game is not so important as the Spanish and French game, but it's okay. I honestly have no idea how many England fans are on this ship. Hopefully it's a lot. There were so many Spanish fans and a few French fans as well, so hopefully we get some England fans. But my dining room is on deck 7. So here is the next cruise place. I'm passing by the reception, which is the guest services. The ship is so colorful. Avoid guest services at all costs if you can. It's not a good place to go. But this ship is so colorful. And then passing the Colosseo, which is the theater. There's a show here tonight. We have not left port yet. We're supposed to be leaving at 6. So any minute now. No, 6:30. 6 was all aboard time and then 6:30 was the departure time. Here's the shops. The shops cannot be open if the ship is in port. So as soon as we sail away, the casino and the shops will be open. And then here's the casino. England is severely outnumbered on this ship. I think everybody wants Argentina to win, apart from English people. Nobody wants England to win unless you're English. So I can show you the dining room as it's empty right now. Here's my table, and then all of these tables are full. So it's a very busy dining room. So one of my pet peeves about the Costa dining room is they don't give you paper menus. You have to scan the QR code. And I know this is not a big deal, and many people don't agree with me on this, but I feel very strongly about this. I think they should give you a paper menu. Let's do the regular thing and talk about dinner in the casino. Did you see that beef Wellington? Oh my gosh, damn Daniel, that was delicious. And that cannoli, I think that's the best cannoli I've ever had in my life. So I do want to get to the arena probably 8 o'clock, just so I can make sure that I get a good seat, just because if you didn't watch yesterday's video, then you would have no idea how crazy and busy it was. Like, there were literally people camping out like an hour and a half before the game, and then when the game started, there was people everywhere. It was crazy. So I had to watch like most of the game in the cabin, just because it was on the TV and it was the only place that I could see the screen. It was in my own cabin, so I don't want to do that this time. So I definitely want to get there and get a good seat. So let's just hang out a little bit. Oh, by the way, one tip. So I mentioned earlier that you get absolutely nothing complimentary with Costa. You don't even get complimentary water in the dining room. So I've been carrying this water bottle, and it's not the fact that I'm cheap, it's just principle. Like, I go to a nice dining room and on a cruise ship and you can't give me complimentary water. I think it's craziness. I think it's absolutely crazy. Yes, this is a budget cruise, but still, you know, there's some things that have to be included, and I think a glass of water should be included in a nice dining room. So no problem taking my own water in, and I just fill this up in the buffet, and I haven't had any problems. I've seen people, like the lady on the table next to me, she has a 2 liter of iced tea. She brings that, a new one every single day, so you can take your own drinks in there if you don't want to pay for their drinks. Just because it's just principle. Like I said, it's not that expensive for water, and I'm not cheap. I just don't want to do that because I just don't agree with it. So yeah, no problem taking my own water in. I bet that was the most interesting story you've heard about water today. Anyway, let's go hang out a little bit, and then we're gonna go to the arena at 8. By the way, if you're wondering how many other England shirts I've seen, 0. Absolutely 0. There's gonna be some, but I haven't seen any yet. I can show you that the shops are open now. They have a lot of designer stuff. They have souvenirs from Costa and the ship. A lot of good stuff.
Is it mine?
And the usual stuff you see on ships, watches and sunglasses and stuff. Perfume, toiletries. I'm actually going to go into the arena right now just to see if there's anybody there. I doubt there's people waiting there now just because over an hour and a half, but this is where I'm going to be coming to see the game. So this is the arena. So we have the Colosseo and the arena. This is where they put the shows on. And I don't know if they put seats down here because there's nobody here right now. But the seats are on the side, and of course the screen is facing straight down the middle. So wherever you sit on the side, you're not going to be facing the screen straight. So I don't know if they put seats down here. I don't know. Maybe it's better to sit upstairs. But the arena and the Colosseo, beautiful looking theaters, but they're not practical at all. Like, they're terrible just because most of the seats are bad because you can't see unless you come super duper early, which you kind of have to do for all of the shows. I did watch a good Michael Jackson show here the other night, so I'm nervous, you know. I'm not even playing and I'm nervous. Just came back to the cabin to drop my water off, and I see this. Wishing you the sweetest good night. And I have 2 sweets. I have no idea what that's for. I didn't have that any other day, but I appreciate it. Thanks, Costa. And let me show you the sunset. Look at that. Wow. Isn't that amazing? I love having a balcony. It is 8 o'clock. I'm in the arena and I'm choosing my seat. I'm thinking upstairs, maybe here. I doubt people are going to be standing here, but the other option is down there, right at the front. I think that's going to be the best option down there. I think this is going to be it. Not going to get any better than this. No one's going to be standing in front. Now we're just waiting 1 hour to go.
Work on it, but match work rather than training work. Yeah, the circus everything is all set to have.
Questo è il futuro che ti aspetta.
C'è un po' di spazio per Giuliana adesso, se chiudi un po' il gioco, però
What a shame. Life was good for about 30 minutes and then it's just same old England. I'm gonna have the sweetest night, gonna eat my candies, gonna go to bed, and I'm gonna forget that the World Cup is even on, because that was a big disappointment. There was so much hope, and I was sitting with some other England fans and we were just thinking, please not again, not again. Typical England. Almost. That is going to be the story of the England football team during my lifetime, I think. Almost, because it's just the same old England. Anyway, thank you so much for watching until the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing Naples. I hope that you enjoyed, I hope that you enjoyed that, whatever that was. But it was interesting because my flight home back to England is on Sunday, and the World Cup final was on Sunday. And I did not even think about it when I booked the flight home from Barcelona. And I would have I get home at 7:30 p.m. and the World Cup final starts at 8 p.m. UK time. And I was thinking, if England's in it, I'm going to have to hope that the flight's on time. I'm going to have to land. I'm going to have to rush home just to watch the game. But now I don't even care who wins. I'm not going to be watching the final because England's not in it. And let's just forget that the World Cup is even on, because that was just same old England. And that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Hit subscribe if you want to see more of this cruise. There's still a few more days. Tomorrow we are in Civitavecchia, which is apparently near Rome. I'm not going to Rome. I don't think I'm even going to Civitavecchia. I think we're going to have a day on the ship tomorrow. So yeah, hit subscribe if you want to see what we get up to. It's going to be another fun day. I'm sure it will be. Hopefully more fun than today. And that's it. I hope that you have the sweetest night, okay? Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.